Guys, and welcome back to the shop. So this video is a little off the rails for what I normally do, but I'm a computer guy by trade, so this fell right into my wheelhouse. So what we're doing here is we're making a couple of old style arcade cabinets. Now the plans came from GeekPub.com, so I did not film any of the building of the actual cabinets because I felt like that would be kind of a violation against those guys. So go over to geekpub.com, check out all the plans they've got. I think I paid like $7.50 for the plans. They're pretty decent. I'll show you a couple things I did differently because I don't think he would mind if I showed you that. But yeah, I'm going to go through all the parts that I've ordered and all the parts that I purchased to put it together. I didn't follow his plans on that. I just kind of went off on my own there. But yeah, so one of the things I did differently from what he recommended, so he has plans in there for the VESA mount for a monitor. I did it a little differently though. I made it so that you can easily take it out. So you'll have your monitor mounted here and you can just grab it and pull it out, and you've got these little blocks here, 3/4 inch MDF, MFD, whatever you call it. I just kind of made it in there so that this would sit in there like a little shelf. So yeah, you put your monitor in there like that. It just sits. And then when you need to access behind it or whatever for maintenance, it easily just pops out. Another thing I did differently is for the mounting of the controls. I just put a board, I put a little piece of 3/4 here in front that's just going to catch that so it won't slide out. And then I ended up with some empty space here, and so I just cut another board that fits in there like that just to fill that void. So the monitor will fill this void, and then you have your control panel there. Yeah, all the links to all this stuff will be on Amazon, but these are just car speakers. I think I paid maybe 19 bucks for the pair of them. And I'm powering them with this little amp here. Now this is the ZK502T, and I'll have a link to that down in the description. But this little amp is pretty amazing. All you get is volume, bass, and treble. But you can see where I have the volume set here. See, that's off. And right there is almost too loud. And that's not even halfway, so it'll go all the way over to there. So yeah, that's a pretty impressive little amp for no more than it is. It comes disassembled and you just put it together. And that's it. And so the computer powering this thing is just going to be a Raspberry Pi 3B running Recalbox. I'm going to run a Raspberry Pi 4 in this one over here. And I'm also going to have a Raspberry Pi 5 running Steam Link to my PC downstairs, my gaming PC, so we can stream some modern video games up there to that. Now back to this amplifier here. It does not come with a power supply, so I just picked one out that would fit it, and I'll send you a link. I'll put a link to that down there as well. As far as getting power into the cabinet, drilling a hole in the back down here, as you can see down there, and I'm just putting one of these in there. So this is just for a normal computer plug, and it'll just fit in the holes, and you mount it with a couple of screws. And then on the other end, it's just basically an extension cord. So you just plug your little power strip into that. For my power strip, it's just a regular little old power strip there. I think that one has plugs on either side, so I think it's 9 plugs total, which will be way too many. And so I'm just going to do my wires up nice down here. Now his plans call for a coin door in here. I'm not going to put the coin door in this one because, I don't know, I don't want to buy one and worry with it or whatever, but it would be cool to have it, but I'm just not going to bother with it on this one. I may build another one in the future and put one right there. Now in the top up here for the marquee, I purchased an LED strip light here. It's not a strip light, just a little bar light there. It's USB powered. So I'm going to get that installed, and then after we get the marquee and all up there, this will light that up. Speaker wire, I've got that linked also down below. I'll link the Raspberry Pi, and for audio, just an 1/8 inch connector. 1/8 inch connector for audio. Nothing crazy there. Let's see, what else did I use? I'm going to install this little guy in there too. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it yet, but in case you wanted to plug in a gamepad controller or something different than what's going to be on, something different than the custom controls we're going to do here. Now for the custom controls, I bought 2 different sets of buttons and joysticks, so I'm not sure. I'm probably going to use both of them, but one of them may get sent back if I like one better than the other. Now I bought this one. This is the HAP style joystick. It literally came in the box like this. They literally threw everything in there. So these are the little controllers here, controller boards, USB. So if it works, great. If not, then I don't know, and we'll just send it back. But the buttons you put through the holes, and then you attach the switches to them later on, and then you just thread the nut on there to hold them in place. The joysticks, kind of the same deal. But yeah, literally just all thrown in the box, and I think I paid maybe 40 bucks for. It's a 2 joystick set, so I think there's 20 buttons total. But yeah, we'll go through all that when I get that set up. This is the other set I bought. Everything's nice and bagged, and these buttons are lit. Got all the cables for plugging everything together. The controller boards, here they're down in the bottom. It's basically the same controller board. It looks the same. I'm only seeing one controller board in there. I hope there's another one hiding somewhere in there. But yeah, I'm going to work on tidying all this mess up here, and I'll bring you back and show you how it looks.
I forgot you get tired.
Okay guys, I got it all together here. Show you how I did it. So here's my little amp. I literally just hot glued it to the cabinet there. Over here, my power comes in through the wall. It's up to my little power strip up here. Everything plugged into that. See my Raspberry Pi there. Nothing else really on this shelf except for my pencil I've been missing. Controls, monitor, and eventually the marquee light. There you go, guys. It works. So now, gotta get the marquee done, get the graphics on the side done, and then do it all again. So I'll bring you back.
Several months later.
Done a lot to the arcade room since my last update. So I've got this little button on the wall. This is how you turn everything on. So first I'll tell you how this button works. There's an ESP32 chip behind it. You can kind of see the light glowing there from the little LED on the chip. But that connects to Home Assistant and then turns on all the smart plugs, smart lights, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and hit that button. Show you how it works. My wife even got involved here and decorated the bathroom. And this one is light gun setup. I purchased this light gun, Sinden, S-I-N-D-E-N. Came from a UK website. It works actually really well. As you can see, the little bullseyes moving around on the screen there. It works really well. Duck hunt is back, baby. But here, this one takes a little longer to boot. So this one is a, I think you saw it's a mini PC, HP mini PC. But yeah, I've got N64 controllers, wireless little controllers here for playing Mario Kart, etc. Yeah, I've got tons of games on here. Tons of games on this one. This one's a Raspberry Pi 3B. And it's mostly just old Nintendo, Atari games, some Super Nintendo stuff. This one also has Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari, and it's also got Nintendo 64 games on it. And then the lights, they're from Amazon, and I just got them all wired to smart plugs. And then this is what I've been working on today, little street lights for my slot car track. So yeah, pretty neat. And then the smart light bulb is supposed to be like the moon shining or something, so that, you know, the little street lights light up, look cool or whatever. So anyway, I still got to refurbish my cars. I've got new tires and whatnot for them. But so that's my update, guys. If you have any questions about it, be sure to drop them down below, and I'll try to answer any questions I can. Yes, this is still a work in progress, and we'll see where it takes us. Oh, this is my streaming. This is just a Raspberry Pi 4 setup that's actually streaming from my gaming computer downstairs. It's using Moonlight. Home Assistant uses Wake on LAN to turn on my downstairs computer, my gaming PC. Got about a $2,000 gaming PC downstairs. Didn't want to have to duplicate that up here, so we're just streaming. So you use the software Sunshine on the Windows computer downstairs, and then Moonlight up here, and it just streams whatever's rendered on the PC downstairs. It just streams up here. Pretty neat. And I'll show you that. If I exit out, you'll actually see my Windows desktop there. Just using Steam. Pretty neat. And like I say, Home Assistant turns everything on and cuts everything off. This little button pulses green as it's booting up, and it pulses red when it's shutting down. So I hit the shutdown script. What it does is SSH to all my computers here and properly shuts them down. And then after everything's properly shut down, it starts turning off plugs and lights. And there you go, it's off. All right, guys, thanks for watching. There'll be more videos coming out as I think of more things to do. I'm gonna set up a train set, probably over there somewhere. So, yeah. Still got lots left to do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day.